Gear playing on the BBC Asian Network at 8:29 a.m. It's me, Tommy Sandhu. Hello. Hiya. All right. God, it's been a busy old show today. And it doesn't stop there. We have our guest to speak to just a few minutes' time. Our guest this morning is an Australian Bengali stand-up comedian. His name is Aamer Rahman, and he is a very funny man that we have seen online for some time. He was at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival a few years ago. He was then part of a duo called Fear of a Brown Planet with a guy called Nazim Hussain. And the two of them went down really well at the Edinburgh Fringe. Edinburgh Fringe is obviously a great platform for lots of comedians that are up and coming and all that, just to bust their jokes, just to kind of go, look, we're funny, come and check us out. And they went down really well. They were seen as one of the highlights from a couple of years ago. And since then, he started doing his solo thing. And he's very, very funny. He just talks about life, talks about how he sees the world, as always, as all comedians do. But he's kind of got a wicked kind of dry sort of style to him. And I love him. I thought he was hilarious watching him online. So we wanted to get him on the show. Well, he's here. Aamer Rahman is here, and we'll be speaking to him straight after the news.
BBC Asian Network News.
So far we've talked about eating mitti, we've sung along to a footballia, and now we've got a stand-up comedian. It's all in a day's work.
On digital TV, online and on your mobile. BBC Asian Network. Tommy Sandhu on BBC Asian Network.
Morning, everyone. It's the BBC Asian Network. It's 8:38 a.m. and it is with pleasure that we welcome into the studio the Australian Bengali stand-up comedian that is Aamer Rahman. Hi, Amir.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
Hey, man. Good to have you on the show. Quick little. You've just arrived in the UK. When did you get here?
Yesterday morning, 6 a.m.
Wow. Early days.
Yeah.
Listen, we're going to pop a picture in case. I always think it's nice to put a face to the voice, right? Because I think you've got quite an awesome voice.
Well, thanks, bro.
No, it's because as much as you sound a bit Australian, you also sound a little bit American.
Yeah, because I actually grew up in the Middle East. So I moved between...
Right, so not America.
So I moved between the Middle East and Australia, like my whole life.
Right.
So I went to all different sort of schools and had different teachers, so my accent came out totally mixed.
Yeah, because you can hear little bits as you're talking. I'm listening carefully. You can hear little bits of Australia. You can hear little bits of America. I'm not getting much Middle East coming through.
No. It's the Middle East.
It got lost in the middle somewhere.
There's pure Arabic, but it doesn't come into the English.
So can you speak pure Arabic? Can you speak Arabic?
I realised when I said that it sounded like I can speak Arabic, but I can't actually at all.
Exactly, like nothing at all.
I can read little bits of Arabic.
Oh, that's all right. That's quite impressive.
Yeah.
How old were you when you left the Middle East then?
So I was born there, then I left there when I was 6, moved to Australia, then moved back to the Middle East when I was about 10. And lived there again until I was 14 and then back to Australia. I
always imagine stand-up comedians to be the kind of people that a little bit cocky at school. Can you say? I think you can say a little bit mouthy. Got something to say. Like what were you like? Because you're someone who clearly has an opinion. When you're on stage, you got opinions about life. You look at the world differently, right?
Yeah, but I wasn't really like class clown. I was. I talked a lot, but I wasn't like because I was also very good academically, so I was just super nerd really when I was a kid. Yeah, just all comic books and cartoons and robots and spaceships and actually still. I was talking about it like it was before, but that's actually still now. Yeah,
still into all that.
Yeah, so I wasn't like the attention-seeking kid in class, but I did talk a lot. Yeah,
and now the comedy thing is kind of erupted for you. I've read lots about you, and we know how your story's kind of gone on you with the Fear of the Brown Planet. Now, first, just to recap for everybody, talk us through what the Fear of a Brown Planet was for you and your colleague, your partner.
Yeah, so Fear of a Brown Planet was a show that I used to do with my friend Nazim. That's how we both started in comedy. We both started doing... Nazim entered an open mic competition. 2 weeks later, I entered the same competition. It was a national competition in Australia. We both did really well. I made it to the national finals, and then by the end of the year, we'd started this show, Fear of a Brown Planet, which is based off Public Enemy's famous album, Fear of a Black Planet.
And the idea is that you're looking at the world in through your eyes,
from my perspective.
Yeah, and people's kind of, I suppose, people's reactions towards Asian people in a funny sort of way, right? Yeah, which is, and it's very, very funny stuff. Sometimes a bit controversial stuff.
Yeah, I mean, for us, it was never controversial because we're just talking about our experiences and, what we laugh about with our friends.
Yeah.
So to us, it's just a normal conversation, and it's also the kind of comedy that we grew up listening to. You know, we grew up on sort of Chris Rock or Dave Chappelle, that style of comedy, which to us is just funny. We don't think of it as controversial.
No.
But then to people who haven't heard that perspective or are not used to hearing topics like that being discussed so openly, it can be sometimes, we realize, you know, confronting.
I'm a massive Chris Rock fan, like huge. I think he's one of the funniest people in the world. So I can kind of see that weirdly, not that you're similar to him, but in your sort of style, in the kind of subject matters and things that you talk about. But
and when you watch Chris Rock, you don't sit there thinking, oh, this is a bit controversial.
No.
You just think it's funny, right?
Yeah, and it's kind of, what's so funny about it is because it's kind of so true. So that's always where the humour kind of lies. But you must play to a predominantly non-Asian crowd if you're in Australia. I mean, who comes out to watch Fear of a Brown Planet?
Well, yeah, I would say it's not predominantly Asian, but it's predominantly sort of multi-ethnic.
Okay.
Big chunk of my audience is Muslim, obviously, because a lot of what I'm talking about is, you know, the experience of being Muslim, sort of 9/11 and post 9/11 and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, I have a very, very sort of mixed crowd. And I think when we started Fear of a Brown Planet, we were really appealing to an audience that kind of didn't have anything at the time that was kind of that they were connecting with.
Yeah. And so how come you're doing the solo thing now then? How come you
well, we kind of made the decision to kind of go solo because we were just getting a lot more opportunities separately, and people were really interested in seeing us sort of more by ourselves than a show that was half of each of us, if that makes sense.
Right. And where are you performing when you're in London?
Soho Theatre.
And when does that start?
That starts on the 10th. The 10th, I'm checking with your producer.
It is the 10th.
I love it. 10th with a credit. The 10th?
Yeah, the 10th to the 21st, and I'm doing Manchester on the 16th and Birmingham on the 22nd.
Oh, awesome. So, okay, so how can people just check that out? Where are the details kind of online?
They are on Google. You
Right,
see,
fine.
obviously, even I wasn't that clear on them.
Yeah.
You Google Aamer, London, Manchester, Birmingham comedy,
Bloke,
Fear of a Brown Planet,
Bengali,
yeah,
Australia.
These are the keywords. You put them in, Google will sort you out.
Something was okay. All other search engines are available. Okay, we're going to carry on our chat with you. We want to get to know you a bit better, if that's okay, right? We're going to get intimate. Are you ready for that?
Yeah. This is not just some superficial thing, right?
No,
Bro, I can see, bro. When I met you, I can tell you're that kind of guy.
I want to take our relationship to the next level.
Sure, bro.
Right,
sure.
We're going to do that in 4 minutes' time. Get ready, baby.
Amritsar.
Nihal
Tomorrow morning from 10.
on BBC Asian Network.
That's right. Make sure you check out Nihal tomorrow. But right now, you got to check out this man. His name is Amir Rahman. Are you a Raman or Rahman? How would you say?
Rahman.
Oh, you do Rahman. Amir Rahman.
I do Rahman. Yeah.
You do Rahman. People have a different way of taking the Rahman name. They have different. I mean, is Rahman the proper way?
It's my way. See, I don't want to lecture the other Rahmans and Ramans out there.
Who are you to judge them?
Exactly.
Who are they to judge you?
I'm just doing my thing, bro. I'm just doing my thing.
Who is judge? Your audiences must judge you, but you know it must be a full-on satisfaction when you get a belly laugh. Because I've seen your videos online. Haven't had a chance to see you live yet. I'm hoping that will change in the next 2 weeks. People are wetting themselves along to you, and that's got to feel good. It's got to be a real satisfaction.
Yeah, I mean, as long as they're not too close to me when they're wetting themselves.
Or they're not physically, actually, because then people have got to sit there the next day. You don't mind on the last night. On the last night when the studio's not going to be...
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, they can do what they like. They can trash the place. But effectively, you'd want them to hold in any
while
water.
I'm there.
Yes.
Yeah, even on the night, even if it's just after I leave, if they all wet themselves, that's fine.
That's
as long as I'm not around. I'm quite OCD, actually.
Are you really?
Yeah, I really am.
You're a tidy, clean person.
Yeah, big time.
What kind of things upset you with your OCD-ness?
Bro, public toilets.
Really?
Avoid at all cost.
So what would you do if you're out and about? If you're
Bro,
like now?
I'll hold it. I've got muscles that other human beings have not developed. I will hold it until I get home to the privacy and comfort of my own home.
You can get ill like that.
I know, bro. I have. I went on school camp once in grade 5, 7 days. No number 2. I'm not joking.
You didn't go for number 2 for a week.
It wasn't going to happen, bro.
How old were you?
Well, how old are you in grade 5?
I don't know what grade 5 is. We don't have the grade.
Oh, what do you call it? Year?
Yeah.
Oh, year 5. So
yeah, no, man. I get that. I don't know what. You're not 5.
I think it might be 10, 11.
10, 11, yeah. Hey, I had a lot of practice by then. I was a master by then.
Bro, you must have had a belly like you were pregnant. It must have
No, I mean, I was trying not to eat a lot as well, but bro, it was just there was no way I was going to let it happen.
Even at that age, you didn't want to use the public toilet. Yeah, wow. So it's just different.
We've shared a lot very quickly, haven't we? We just jumped many levels.
Hey, we said that. We said we're going to get intimate. This is good. I feel healthy. I feel in a healthy place. The Truth Hurts is the name of the show.
And not doing number 2 for a week hurts as well, bro. Let me tell you.
The poo hurts.
Not for amateurs.
Yeah, exactly. You're right. That's some skills, that is. The Truth Hurts is the name of the show at the Soho Theatre from the 10th to the 21st. What's that show about then? What are you going to do now?
So my comedy is quite, very heavily political. I do a lot of personal stuff as well. A lot of it is about sort of growing up in Australia and the kind of racism that you face as a brown person in Australia and Muslims have in the last sort of 5-10 years as well.
But can I say you sort of laugh at racism the way your style is and the way the show kind of goes, and even with Fear of a Brown Planet stuff as well.
Yeah.
Is you laugh at racism.
Yeah, well, we laugh at it as a kind of way to deal with it in a sense. You know what I mean? Not to make
light of it,
not to diminish it, but just as a the majority of the people in the room have had sort of a similar experience. So, laughing with it is just a bit of relief.
Mm-hmm. And
but it's still sort of a very serious topic, and the comedy is never sort of meant to shy away from the fact that it is very serious.
And with the Truth Hurts, you kind of carry on with that.
Yeah, definitely. And in fact, I would say it's probably more serious than even Fear of a Brown Planet used to be.
And how nervous are you in some respect of coming to the UK with it? I mean, you like you say, I know the perception and the feeling of being a British Asian person.
Yeah.
I can make light of the kind of scenarios that we have here. How do you think that's going to work from coming over from Australia or coming here?
Yeah, well, I mean, the good thing is we've performed here a lot. We've done a couple of seasons here before, and the great thing was that UK audiences just got what we were saying straight away. I'd probably be more nervous about America because their sense of humor is so different. I mean, you have to remake TV shows for US audiences because just their sensibility is so different. But yeah, I'll just love coming to the UK because people pick it up, straight away.
They get you.
Yeah.
We want to get you. We want to get to know you more.
You got me, bro.
No,
I've shared things that I never thought I'd share live on radio.
Hey, listen, this is what the Asian Network does. See, because you're amongst fellow loving Asian people.
That's right, bro. You've just unlocked parts of my heart that have been closed off.
You will use the BBC public toilet. I got a feeling on the way out you'll feel relaxed enough to do that.
We're not that close.
No? Are you sure? Not yet. Let's see how we do at the end of...
Unless it's a private one that no one has used since it was constructed. I might consider it, but no.
Unless I see it coming out of the bubble wrap.
Exactly.
Being plumbed in, and then I will use it. Other than that, not interested. Okay, we're going to play a little game, right? Because believe it or not, we haven't got very long with you. We're going to say goodbye soon. I feel like we've only just scratched the surface.
It's too much fun.
I know. It goes by very, very quickly. But we thought we'd get to know you a little bit better. So... you do this thing in one of your YouTube videos or in one of your stand-up sketches, which is called Reverse Racism, right? Where you talk about the world if it was the other way around. In fact, I'll encourage everybody just to go and look up Reverse Racism on YouTube and type in Aamer Rahman's name. Did I do it right?
Yes.
Right?
After you find my dates, which no one in the studio is entirely sure about. 10th
to the 21st of June. We know it. He's in London, Birmingham and Manchester between the 10th and the 21st. Make sure you catch this guy. Very, very funny
22nd in Birmingham.
22nd in Birmingham. Okay.
My man who's organising that will kill me if I don't get that date right.
Okay, 22nd if you're in Birmingham, do you know where you are in Birmingham? The Rep. Okay, yeah, so check it out. It's a great little venue. So the Rep in Birmingham, if you're there on the 22nd, check him out there. But London and Manchester between now and then. So we thought we'd get to know you a little bit better. Yeah, you're going to be doing your stand-up stuff. People are going to hear your jokes. We don't want you to give out your jokes now because you're going to do those in the show. But we thought because you do this sketch about reverse racism, we thought we'd do something called Reverse Raman.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bro, next level. This is like Inception.
So what we're doing is we're going to mess with your mind, brother.
Wow, bro.
We're going to take you back in time. I'm going to take you back from now all the way back to kind of childhood days and beyond. So we're going to rewind your life and get to understand a bit more about you. Right?
Nice. We're going to work out my issues along the way.
Yeah, we are. You know what? I've decided. I want to keep you. I want to keep. Can we keep you in the studio, right? For a bit. I'm going to play a track, right? Because I want to talk about this after 9 o'clock. Okay. So, Are you all right to hang around for a bit?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're going to run out of time, and the news is going to come. They're going to interrupt reversing Raman.
Let's just cancel the news. What's so important that could be happening?
In fact, can you give us the headlines? What's the headlines right now? What's headlines in your world?
It was raining yesterday. It's not raining this morning. That's the main thing.
Breaking news,
everybody. Tube's still running.
Tube's good this morning.
Yeah.
Right. Good.
From what I saw, the city's still happening.
And people what's the general vibe of the people out in the streets that you're meeting this morning?
People going to work were a bit miserable.
Yeah.
People not going to work seem pretty happy.
There you go. That's the headlines right there. Aamer Rahman, we're going to reverse his life. We're going to do in the same way.
The news guy's just gone home. He's packed up.
It's
made him redundant.
It's a she.
She's gone.
We employ women here. We're good like
Whatever.
that.
It's progressive.
Very balanced. There you go. Aamer Rahman, we're going to reverse Raman after the news. I feel like the love is growing here in the studio. It feels like there's a nice connection between
Only
us.
way is up, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Can you feel it?
I can.
I
can't stop feeling it, bro.
I don't want my love to be one-sided. I think I'm kind of instantly...
Bro, I think we can all agree I've shared a lot more than you so far this morning.
You're not on your own, though.
From the inner depths of my soul.
In the depth of your bowels. Amir was saying about how he doesn't use public toilets. But look, Farine from Bradford has texted into the show. She says, "Hi, Tommy. I'm exactly the same as Amir. I avoid public toilets and I can't wait to attend the show." So she's coming to the show to seal her bond with you about...
Yeah, maybe we'll have a support group afterwards.
Exactly. You can all go somewhere...
Get some counselling. We'll come to you, Tommy.
Yeah.
I've had some nice counselling here so far.
Exactly. I'm glad we've helped. We're going to carry on our chat with you and we're going to be playing a little game with you where we get to know you a little bit better. It's called Reverse Raman and we'll be doing that after the news.
BBC Asian.
8 minutes past 9. So it all came down, really, for you, Amir. It all came down to this little snippet. I'm going to play a little snippet of your reverse racism kind of sketch that you did. You did this. Well, just talk us through where it's kind of came about from, this reverse racism thing, that when you did it in your stand-up thing. Yeah. Where it came from the fact that people were coming up to you and saying, the way you talk about white people, the way you talk about non-Asian people, you can't do this. This is not on, right?
Yeah, I mean, from day one, whenever we made jokes about white people or white culture or whatever, it was the standard, you're reverse racist, you're being racist as well. But I never really paid any attention to it because I thought, that's stupid. But then someone like quite close to me and Nazim made that comment, and that really got to me. That's what kind of made me sort of write the joke, is just like explaining like, how is this possible, You
got to look at this online. It's a clip that you put up online on YouTube, which has got it's in the millions, isn't it? Millions of views on YouTube now. Am I right?
1 million something.
Yeah.
I was just nodding there, and I thought, now people can actually look that up.
But it's in. Okay, so it's just over 1 million views, which is incredible for a clip to do that kind of business. So, and that must have then just got a lot of people talking about you and your style and your comedy, which has thankfully now brought you over to the UK as well. So.
Yeah, well, I mean, the biggest thing I got from it was just people, especially in the US, just never heard of me before. Not even like, who were into my stuff or whatever. They literally just had no idea who I was. So it just put me on the map in a way that, just none of my other stuff had so far.
Chaser, here's a little snippet of it, but we encourage you all to just go onto YouTube and check out Aamer Rahman for yourself.
Now, like what you do that, Amir. You do that, you get on stage, you make your jokes about white people. Don't you think that's a kind of racism? Don't you think that's... dun dun dun. Reverse racism.
So from that clip, from that sketch, I should say, about reverse racism, we thought we'd play a little game with you and do Reverse Raman.
Reverse Rahman.
Are you ready? Hold on. So I should say we're going to do...
Dun dun dun.
Reverse Raman. That's my little sound effect for it every time. I can do it every time. Yeah. I'm going to... Oh, what's that? He's gone to the...
Dun dun dun.
Toilet. I'm going to use that sound effect throughout the day. So, dun dun dun. Reverse Raman. We're going to reverse your life and find out more about you. So follow me on the narrative as I rewind your life now from this moment back to when you were born, and you can just tell us what life was like at those stages of your life. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
So follow me in this one. So for example, let's rewind back. You're now in London. So tell me about when you arrived in London. How do you find UK life?
I love UK, man. I really do love it. I've been to London once every year for the last 4 years.
And it's something that keeps calling you back. You kind of
bro. I just feel like, even though I'm not from here, I feel like you can just fit in to London. You know what I mean? You can just kind of blend in and get around, and it's always something interesting. And
how different are we, UKers, Londoners, from your fellow Aussies?
Honestly, the UK to me feels like Australia in the future.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Culturally, Australia is still trying very hard to understand the concept of multiculturalism.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought
your white people are more advanced here.
Oh, really? We love our white people. Yeah. They're wonderful. They're wonderful to us.
Model.
Living on Australia then, so what's that like then there? What was it like, particularly kind of maybe growing up in Australia? Or
In Australia, it's tough. If you're not white, almost everyone will have experiences of racism growing up in Australia. Like it's especially in the 90s, it was quite.
But the Australians that we see here, working in the bars mainly, they're lovely. They're lovely, fun, happy people. They seem like party people. They're very welcoming. They're great.
They're very welcoming, not in their own country.
Right. That's right.
The most welcoming visitors you've ever had here.
Right. Okay, so they have to be like...
Yeah.
But really, in Australia, it's tough going.
It is, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, their history with immigration and that kind of stuff has always been very, very tough. Yeah.
Okay, let's reverse Raman a little bit more. And let's take you back to school days. Maybe your first love. Do you remember your first love?
My first love is actually a competition, I think, between Lego and Ninja Turtles.
And who won the competition?
I think ultimately Ninja Turtles won.
Did you have a favourite Ninja Turtle?
Michelangelo, yeah.
And
girls were not on the radar for at least another 20 years.
Right.
Yeah.
And so way before girls came into the picture for your love, Lego... See, Lego's back in now.
I watched the Lego movie on the plane. It was amazing.
Yeah. I haven't seen it, but I've heard it's done phenomenal business. Yeah. Really good. And they're redoing Ninja Turtles.
I do, bro.
Yeah.
I do.
I do. I love the kind of patronising. I do.
Have you seen the trailer?
No.
I'm not happy with it at all.
Why? What's the matter?
Bro, it's Michael Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So first Michael Bay's ruined Transformers. Now he's going to ruin Ninja Turtles.
Or maybe he's going to take it to the next level.
Bro, he's not taking anything to the next level. Trust me.
But the movie, the Ninja Turtles movie, potentially a bit weak for effects.
What, you mean the originals?
Yeah.
Bro, don't make me take these headphones off and walk out the studio, bro. That is a work of art. Okay? You try to follow that up, Michael Bay, you better come with your A game. Not some ridiculous CGI. Nostrils, bro. They've got nostrils, these new Ninja Turtles.
Right.
It's creepy. They never had nostrils.
No?
No.
What? How did the turtles breathe then back in the day? I don't understand.
Bro, how did they do ninjutsu? There's a lot of things we don't know, bro, but
because
they have got two holes in their face now, the new Ninja Turtles. It's very creepy.
Wow. School life. Tell me, let's reverse Raman a bit more. Take you back to school life. What was that like in Australia?
School life in Australia, it was a bit tough moving between countries. Sort of culturally, like the shift between like going from the Middle East to Australia and back again.
Yeah.
But, I was a pretty easygoing kid. I adapted pretty easily. I ended up going to a lot of different schools.
Were you good at sport?
Never.
Never?
Never.
You said geeky kid, right?
Super geeky, bro.
Comics and all that.
Yeah. Nothing involving hand-eye coordination other than Mortal Kombat.
So you mean playing more...
Other than video games.
See, I was more of a Street Fighter. You did play Street Fighter as well?
A little bit. But we were discussing Mortal Kombat's a bit edgier than Street Fighter, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I think the Mortal Kombat kids were a bit more twisted, and the Street Fighter kids were a little bit more nicer.
Street Fighter was more happy, colourful, cartoony.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat, you pull someone's spine out at the end.
It's like...
It's a bit different.
It was kids with issues.
Yeah.
Were you battling through those issues?
Bro.
Was that when you couldn't go to the toilet for 10 days?
Maybe that's right.
You thought if someone would just pull my spinal cord out, maybe it would just release me through my neck.
Bro, that's the only way I would go to a public toilet. It was under the threat of someone removing my spine.
And finally, to reverse Raman, talk me through your family life. Let's go back to family days, growing up as a kid. What was it like? Your mum, dad set up, what are they all like?
Very loving family, just my parents and I've got a younger sister. My dad's an engineer, my mom's a teacher. Very, very high value placed on education and study.
Yeah.
I went to law school.
Wow.
So you can imagine how happy they were when I ended up being a comedian. Yeah?
They're like,
they're still living that joy today, right?
Yeah. Are they still hoping that one day you'll become a lawyer?
No, I think they've learned now to live with the permanent disappointment rather than the hope.
What's your little sister like? Is she the hope? She's
Dr. Bro.
Oh, there you go. She's made up for your shortcomings. There you go. No, listen, that's good. See, now I feel like I know you. I feel like I know your family set up. I feel like I know what life has grown up for you, moving as well. I know what life in Australia is like, and what you think of London. You feel very much at home here.
Feel at home, absolutely.
That's a wonderful place to be. And he is going to be making the Soho Theatre his home between the 10th and 21st of June. If you go online and search for Aamer Rahman, you'll be able to find out exactly what his dates are between London, Birmingham and Manchester. Birmingham on the 22nd.
Birmingham on the 22nd.
You're a very funny man.
Thank you very much.
I hope you enjoy your time in London. And Sorry, people are texting it. I've just seen texting going, without nostrils, how do they breathe? I just said, the first text
Bro,
I'm just
telling
saying.
you, we've kicked off weeks worth of talkback for you today.
What people are talking about. 10th of June to the 21st, you're at the London Soho Theatre. The 16th of June in Manchester, and the 22nd of June in Birmingham. That's where you're going to be. I'm telling you, just in case you know where you're going to be. Enjoy London. A big round of applause for our guest this morning, Amir Rahman.
Thanks so much.
Thank you very much. Cheers, man. 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 Thank you very much.